Bonjour Watcher, this is Johnny Banger 45 and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. I know it's very long, right? In the last episode we have seen Sachi press the bomb and the school boom. Now what will happen here? Exactly the reason I had to blow up the school instead. Sachi draws a sharp little breath and look away, a think of sadness and guilt in her eyes. You know Sachi. A little while ago I said you were wrong to think being a good girl will protect your happiness. But to be honest, I can't say your way of thinking was entirely mistaken. As a kid, you struggled desperately to find the answer. It got you back on your feet. You fought hard all this time, living by that belief. Eventually, you found people who understand you and care about you. You found what you were looking for. That's not a way of life you need to be ashamed of. But there's one important thing to keep in mind. You can't allow yourself to lose sight of what you are trying to protect. You can't allow yourself to lose sight of what you were trying to protect. Yeah, I want to ask you to change who you are. You're probably going to keep on being a pretty good kid, and that means people are going to keep asking you for favors. And that's fine. All you need to do is to think over every request individually. Think about what they are asking you and why. Think about whether it's reasonable. Think about the consequences of saying yes, and then accept or decline. I know you're capable of making those decisions for yourself, Sachi. But if your confidence ever wavers, come to me and we will talk it over together. I'll rack my brains with you until you make up your mind one way or another. There's not much else I can do, but I will always be there to listen.
今の言葉を聞いて、私やっとわかりました。
Understand?
はい、ゆうくんが私に出したもう一つの課題。私が海でゆうくんの袖を引っ張ったのはどうしてなのか、その答えです。
Come to think of it, I did ask something like that.
はい。でも私にはその答えがわからなくて、結局皆さんに相談に乗っていただくことになりました。
I see. So I guess that will explain the regular meetings Sakaki mentioned the other day.
そして皆さんが言うには、その課題の答えはとても簡単で、私がゆうくんのことを好きになったからだそうなんです。
Huh.
その答えは当たっていたでしょうか。
Why ask me? Probably faster to ask your heart or hormones if you feel pragmatic.
確かにそうかもしれません。私は皆さんが考えたように、もうずっと前からたった一つの気持ちに動かされていたんです。
What makes you think that?
ついさっきまでは全然そんなことなかった。でも今はこうして隣にいるだけでドキドキしてしまいますから。
Blushing at unusual vivid shades of gray, Sachi smiles up at me. Among all the expressions I have seen on her face these past few months, I think this might just be the single most natural and the happiest. I see.
だから改めて言わせてください。
Pausing briefly, Sachi closes her eyes and takes a deep breath.
私、小峰幸はゆうくんのことが大好きです。ですからもしよければゆうくんのあなたの彼女でいさせてください。
She speaks her feelings plainly and directly, the smile never leaving her face. It's almost like I'm looking at the memory of the Sachi I knew as a child. There's a slightly enjoyable tickle of embarrassment in my chest. Well, since I managed to win the girls over somehow, but this one gets as good as she gets. I came up with a lot of pretty decent justifications of trying to help her. repaying the kindness she showed me as a child, discovering the meaning of my master's words, etc., etc. But to be honest, it's a lot less complicated than that. I've been slowly but surely falling in love with Sachi for a while now. You want a girl you love to be smiling. When someone making her suffer, you want to get rid of it. That's really all there was to it.
ゆうくん、黙っていられると私とても不安になってしまうのですが。
But your anxious face isn't half bad either.
やっぱりゆうくんは意地悪です。
Don't get sulky. You're going to have to put up with these sort of things on a regular basis from now on.
それって。
Of course, if my pomposity has finally set off some warning bells, you can withdraw your candidacy before it's too late.
いえ、こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
Breaking into an ear-to-ear grunt, she throws herself forward against my chest. Something about the pleasant warmth of her body brings the bag of feelings I've been carrying all this time into sharp focus.
私はバカユウくんが私を彼女にすると言ってくれたこと。
I'm not very bright, yes. You asked me to be your girlfriend.
私の代わりにみんなのお願いを聞いてくれたこと。そして今まで私に送ってくれたたくさんの言葉たち、その意味がやっと分かった気がします。
I don't see the problem. This isn't a race. How long it took you to see what you were missing isn't important. What really matters is how clearly you understand where you went wrong and how well you make use of that knowledge from now on.
なんだか素敵な言葉です。
Can't take the credit. I'm quoting someone who helped me find my own way of life a while ago.
つまり、ユウくんにとってのユウくんということですね。
The hell's that supposed to mean?
ユウくんは今も昔も私に道を示してくれましたから。
Nice to hear. I had to take Sachi's word for it though. I really don't remember doing that much for her. But even if I'm not half the person my master was, I left a mark on Sachi's heart back then. And maybe in helping her now, I managed to pay some of the small debt of gratitude I owe Asako.
それに、ユウくんはいい子でいることも悪くないって言ってくれましたけど、私はもう今までのようないい子でいられないかもしれません。
Sorry, what does that mean?
ユウくんが言っていた私が私でいられるということ。それはきっと昔のようにわがままだった自分といい子でいようとする今の自分、その2つを含めた私が本当の私だってことなんですよね。
I see, yeah, that's one way to look at it.
はい、だから今の私はとてもわがままが言いたい気分です。
Selfish.
私に大切なことを教えてくれたユウくんへの感謝の気持ち、そしてそんなユウくんのことが大好きだという気持ちを伝えたいんです。
The words are very loud of Sachi's mouth before she brings her face to mine. Kiss time. Kiss time, my friend. Kiss time. Just like that, she softly kisses me. For the first time, I feel the warmth of her lips against mine. A long, gentle kiss as if to affirm our mutual feelings. As I savor that simple pleasure, I wrap my arms firmly around Sachi's, pulling the weight of her body against mine. That is a real kiss. For a long moment, Sachi closes her eyes and focuses entirely on the movement of her lips. As she finally pulls back to draw back, her mouth leaves mine with palpable reluctance.
大好きです、ユウくん。今も昔も、そしてこれからも。
Yeah, same to you, kid.
気持ちを伝えた相手が自分と同じ気持ちでいてくれるのは とても嬉しいです。
That's a fact.
今ならゆうくんがどうしてキスをしようとしなかったのか、最後までエッチをしてくれなかったのか、その理由もわかる気がしますから。
Oh, let's hear it then.
私が今感じているこの気持ちが大事だったんですね。
Nice work, as always.
ありがとうございます。
With an amused smile that and words of thanks, Sachi offers me a polite little bow. What will happen to them next? I heard the same many times before, but now that I fully understand just how much I care about it, the sincere gratitude in her voice inspired a wave of happiness that takes me by surprise in its intensity.
だからこの気持ちをこれからも言葉にさせてください。今まで伝えられなかった分も全部。
You sure do ask a lot, don't you?
覚悟してくださいね。私は初恋もゆうくんなんですから。
Yeah, I'll stick to my resolve. So Sachi can smile like this after all. I love you, Sachi. For the first time, I tell her exactly how I feel, and immediately thereafter, I bring my lips to her. Being loved by someone and loving them in return, the basic human experience, normal healthy emotion, uncomplicated happiness, the sort of thing I thought I'd lost forever for a long time ago. But it seems the light I have led wasn't enough to permanently erase that part of me. I finally found it again. Severe the pleasure of our simultaneous physical and emotional connection. We lie there for some time enjoying the warmth of each other's body. Human warmth just might be the one and only drug God permits us. Also, I thought the first time I slept with a woman. The welcome softness of their skin, the just right heat of their bodies, is enough to make your brain melt out your ears. When you got something like that lying in your arms, it's only natural that you don't want to hold on to it forever. But unfortunately, only monkeys get to spend their lives immersely themselves in physical pleasure, and I happen to be a higher primate with other things to worry about. Specifically, the stunt I just pulled on behalf of the girl I fell in love with. I destroyed Mihama Academy, knowing full well how much trouble it would cause. I've got to accept reality and own up to my actions. First and foremost, to the 4 girls who were concerned for Sachi. The instant we entered the dorms and announced our arrival, Michiru's spouse like a twin-tailed tiger wrapped both arms around Sachi.
急に発情しないでください、みちる様。前々から言っていますが、私にそっちの毛は。こんな時に何とぼけてるのよ。あんたが無事に帰ってきたから喜んでるんでしょ。私が無事に？チルチルの言う通りなのよ。空を飛んでたら急に壊れて心配したのよさ。空を飛んでたら壊れて。小峰さんは知らなかったかもしれないけれど、学園が爆破された時、私たちはヘリに乗っていたのよ。なるほどです。ゆうくんの言っていた安全な場所というのは空の上だったんですね。
Pretty pulse-pounding little tour, right? Just about right for the last night of summer vacation.
ええ、これまで見てきた中でも最低の夜景だったわ。
Sakaki was sardonic and accusatory, but the look on her face is surprisingly gentle. I don't get the impression she's actually angry.
確かにさっちゃんとユージが無事だったのは良かったけど、二人には納得のいく説明をしてもらわないとね。
In contrast, Amani March's right eye grasped me by the shoulders, resembled nothing so much as an ogre who just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Sure, what do you want me to explain?
なんのって、私たちの学園がなくなってることについてに決まってるでしょ。急いで戻ってきたら学園は瓦礫の山になってるし、こうして寮が残ってたことにびっくりしたくらいよ。
As I also amazed why the dome is still here. Alright, that.
そのことかってね。
What wants to explain? We just got rid of that test. Has it requested?
どこがただなのよ。私たちは学園をなくしてなんてお願いした覚えはないわよ。ヘリに乗って気持ちよく夜景を眺めてたのに、突然自分たちの学園が崩れ始めて、みんな本当に驚いたんだからね。
ユミちゃんなんか小峰さんと風見くんが早くここから降ろしてってパイロットのおっちゃんにダダをこねて大変だったのよ。
Throw a total tantrum at the poor old pilot dude.
それはあんなものを見せられたら誰だって。
そうよ。私たちがもし寮にいたら今頃小顔美人になってたかもしれないんだから。
Sounds like a net positive, but in any case, that's the exact reason I made sure you were all safe in the sky.
ああ、なるほど。
って私が聞きたいのはそういうことじゃなくて、学園を壊しちゃった理由。
Well, as for that,
それは私から皆さんにお話しします。
in order to make sense, Sakaki Sachi takes a determined steps forward.
さっちゃんが？
はい。テストをなくせという依頼を受けようとしたのも、学園を爆破することになったのも、すべてゆうくんが私のためにしてくれたことですから。
The show she explains clearly and frankly started at the very beginning. The advice I gave her, the feelings I conveyed to her, the trauma of her past, and the struggle she's undergone ever since. She doesn't hold back anything. She doesn't flinch or hesitate.
ですから、今回の件はすべて私の責任なんです。そのせいで、皆さんにとっても大切な学園を壊すことになってしまって、本当にすみませんでした。
There's a reason everyone say a voice talking about the past. We all regularly understand that it can't be a pleasant topic for anyone in a place like this. Sachi also is no exception. Talking about this can't be easy for her, but even so, she lays everything bare in front of her eyes, then bows her head in sincere apology. Our classmates still have in shock over the eruption demolitions of their schools, now have Sachi's complicated and unhappy life story to contend with as well. When understanding how their friend became the obedient maid they jokingly about all this time, the four girls sink into awkward silence. Well, that's the way Sachi says, but the fact is, I'm the one who decided to blow up the school. I knew it was going to cause you trouble, but I did anyway, and for what it's worth, I'm really sorry. Following Sachi says, I lower my head and apologize.
ゆうくん。
そうやって二人に謝られると何にも言えなくなっちゃうじゃない。まあそういうことなんだろうとは思っていたわ。
要するにもうサチが何でも言うことを聞く必要がなくなったってことでしょ。だったらそれは喜ぶべきことじゃない。私はもともとサッチンとお兄ちゃんが無事ならそれでよかったのよさ。
皆さん。
Sachi must have been genuinely prepared for anger or rejection when she received one words instead. Tears welled up in the corner of her eyes. Now that she's finally has realized just how important these people are to her, their acceptance must be incredibly good. I think I owe you an apology, in particular Sakaki.
だからあの時私に謝ったのね。
Well, yeah, I know it's not enough to just say this, but I really am sorry.
別に謝ってもらう必要はないわ。
What?
あなたがどんな方法で私の父を納得させたのかは知らないけれど、自分の娘を通わせている学園がなくなるというのに連絡の一つもよこさない。あの人にとって私とこの学園はきっとそれくらいの価値しかないのよ。
Even so.
それに新しい鳥かごもきっとすぐに用意されるわ。
Huh, I'm aware that Sakaki and the father don't exactly get along, but we're talking about a large modern building with top-of-the-line facilities and equipment. The initial construction cost alone would have been well to billions of yens. Dismissing something like that as a burst of cash suggests she's still got a bit of the East Beach Group CEO's daughter in her, whether she likes it or not.
ねえユミちゃん、そうやってカッコつけるのもいいけれど、せっかくなんだから お詫びに一発とか言っておかなくていいの？
誰がそんなことを。
マキちゃん。
Well, judging on how quickly things have turned to normal, are you guys learning such spice is going to make the awkwardly self-conscious around her?
でもそういうことになってたなら一言くらい私たちに相談してくれてもよかったのに。
Let's say I did. Would you have agreed to go along with this plan?
それは。
More importantly, this done requires some dicey maneuvering. If things have begun ended badly, your knowledge of the plan will have become a serious liability for you.
ちょっと待ってよ。じゃあユージとサチは犯罪者になっちゃったってわけ？
だったら今頃もっとたくさんの警察が来て大騒ぎになってたんじゃない？
Right. Like Emily says, there are only a few cars standing outside the gate and no media presence whatsoever. I noticed a few kilos locals passing by to guard the rubble, but that's about it.
じゃあ
Sorry to disappoint, doesn't look like we'll be doing any time for this one.
なんだ、びっくりさせないでよ。
あなたのことだしどうせそうならないように手を打っていたんでしょ。
I did what I could, but things could have been played out differently. It came down to your father.
なるほどね。
なるほどって、そんな説明じゃ私には全然わからないんだけど。
みちるじゃないけど確かに今回の件は納得いかないことが多いのよね。あれだけ大掛かりなことをしたのにどうして周りが騒ぎ立てないのかとか。
それは私が説明するわ。
学園長。
Chizuru, you already done out there?
ええ。あなたとハルデラさんが頑張ってくれたおかげで私の仕事はほとんどなかったようなものだから。
I see. Seems the dice really did fall pretty nicely this time, almost freakishly so.
じゃあ学園長はユージが学園を爆破しようとしていたことを知っていたんですか？
ええ。それはもちろん初めて聞いた時は顔が真っ青になったけれど、風見くんの熱意とそれが小峰さんのためになるって聞いてね。
つまり年下のイケメンからおねだりされて思わず OK しちゃったってことなのよ。
違います。私は一教育者として学生の未来と自主性を。
でも学園長が事前に計画をしていたとしてもこの落ち着きぶりはおかしいわ。
それは今回の件が世間的に納得済みのものだったからよ。
納得済みってどういうことなんですか？
言葉通り昨日の爆破解体は正規に行われた工事だったの。事前にこういうビラを配ってね。
As Satya flies from Principal Tachibana's outstretched hand, a puzzled Michiru begins to read its content out loud.
なに美浜学園新校舎設立に伴う現校舎施設解体作業のお知らせ？ちょっとそんなの聞いてないわよ。解体予定日時2011年8月31日。何よこれ。
What exactly what it looks like? I made two specific requests of Chizuru. First and foremost important, I need her to provide me with detailed blueprints of the school in order to ensure an efficient, reliable demolition and prevent any collateral damage to the dormitories that's become our home. And secondly, I asked her to provide advance warning and follow up with the Mishima camp community. As Chizuru, both the principal of our school and the well-connected daughter of the prefectural governor, she was uniquely suited to play that role.
つまり今回の爆破解体は事前に壊しますよって予告されていたものが予定通りに行われただけのことだったの。
だから商店街の人たちが大変だねって。
多分そうでしょうね。
それにしたって新聞やテレビで一切のニュースになっていないのはおかしいわ。
ええ、そこに関しては私も詳しいことはわからないけれど、どうやら今回の件は報道規制がかけられているらしいのよ。
報道規制？
榊さんなら知っているかもしれないけど、この国は1992年にあったビル解体以降、大掛かりな爆破解体はほとんど行われていない。だから学園施設の爆破解体ともなれば、世間は嫌でも騒ぎ立てる。それを快く思っていなかったのか、国から大掛かりな報道規制がかけられているみたいで。
What?
それはあなたとハルデラさんの差し金だったんでしょう？
Yeah, that we did.
やっぱりあなたとハルデラさんなら何かやってくれると思っていたけれど、まさかこんな手を打ってくるなんて。
国ってどんだけすごいのよ、あんたたち。
ユージが私たちとは違う意味で普通じゃないのはなんとなく感じてたけど、本当に何者？
私はソルジャーです。What again with this? Name Kazami Yuji, Occupation Student, currently attending Mihama Academy. We have been introduced, haven't we?
今となってはその言葉ほどうさんくさいものはないわね。まあ隠すってことは言えないってことなんだろうから、これ以上は聞かないけどね。
Just what I'd expect from a discreet young lady like yourself. Amane, you're a damn good woman.
別の女の子を選んだ男の子にいい女だって言われてもね。
すみません。
いや、謝られると余計傷つくから。
そんなことよりまずはお風呂に入ってきた方がいいんじゃない？服汚れてるわよ。
Ichiro reaches down and strips a few lingering clumps of grass from Sachi's skirt.
そういえばそうでした。大浴場もいつも通りに使えるから。
なんならお兄ちゃんと一緒に入っちゃってもいいのよさ。
マキちゃんにここまでお願いされては仕方ありませんね。一緒に入りましょう、ユウくん。
Using her babbling says, "Excuse you, shameless woman."
さすがユウくん、なかなかガードが硬いです。学園長として風紀を乱すような行動は見逃せません。お風呂はちゃんと別々。
それは
違います。教育者としての行動理念です。残念です。それで2人がお風呂から上がったらもう一度ここに集まってちょうだい。それから仮校舎での授業について説明するから。
仮校舎？
校舎がなくなったからといって授業をしないわけにはいかないでしょ。これでもすぐに授業が始められるようにって頑張ったんだから。
そこは頑張らなくてもよかったです、学園長。
そういうことを考える子がいるから授業を休めないんです。
はい。
それじゃあここで一度解散にしましょうか。
その前に一つ質問があるんですが。
何？榊さん。
校舎がなくなる前に予定されていた学力テストは行われるんですか？
Okay, before we go further, let's look at the one saw just now. What a disappointment. This one. This is LC. As an academy, take your part separately. I know it's an education. It's not exercise for moral responsibility to educate all. This to the Christians list Sakaki's list. Such an expression grows visibly serious. This study test was carried out under the pretext of getting rid of that test. I guess it's only natural that the outcome will be a point of interest for everyone in this room.
それは小峰さんに聞きたいんだけれど。私にですか？ええ。小峰さん、あなたはまだ学力テストをなくす必要があると思う？それは。
Halfway through a tentative sentence, Sachi closes her eyes and falls silent to think over the question more carefully. We watch and wait in tense silence for the result of her deliberations.
思いません。 みんなが受けるテストなら私たちも受けるべきです。
本当にそれでいいのね。
I get the impression Chizuru has been expecting this answer, but she gently asked for confirmations anyway.
はい。そのテストでいい点を取ってゆうくんに褒めてもらえるように頑張ります。
And Sachi's cheerfully cheerful response, delivered with a big smile on her face, takes even me by surprise.
ここまで開き直られると怒る気にもならないわね。
なんだかかっこいいのよ、サッチン。
Michiru is crying.
はあ、結局はのろけですか。そうですか。
Just a few hours ago, the girl had been willing to do anything and everything to get on that test, up and including something as dramatic as destroying, up to and including something as dramatic as destroying her own school. But understandably enough, everyone was startled by her overwhelming bright and positive answer. But it was undeniable proof that Sachi was no longer trapped by the skewed sister of Alice she clung to for so long. Maybe that cheerful smile was a little or the case after all that, but nobody was about to criticize her for it. Once Chizuru lets us know that the standardized test will be in fact be conducted a few days later, and then ordinary schedule will be brought again to a temporary conclusion. And after watching Sachi head off a well-deserved pass, I pull out one of my cell phones and make a call.
もしもし、ユージ？
After a single ring and a little electronic static, I heard the usual voice on the other end of the line. Hey JB, I got a question. I've got a question I need to ask you in person.
奇遇ね。私もあなたと話したいことがあったのよ。
How convenient. Unfortunately, we got some onlookers hanging around the usual place. Would you mind heading somewhere else? I will send you the address.
ええ、それで問題ないわ。
Our concise little conversation concluded. I immediately prepared to head out. About 10 minutes after I reached the place I specified, comically some conspicuous yellow sports car rides on the seat.
お待たせ。
Naturally, it isn't long before a certain splendidly shaggy-headed blonde emerges. That didn't take long. Not that it ever does with you.
片棒を担いだ共犯者としてあの学園の最後を見届けようと思っていたから。
Yeah, sure, maybe you just watch me constantly through a high-powered telescope.
私たちの仕事にそんな時間がないことは知っているでしょ。
You have enough time to bitch about nagging bosses with your co-workers, don't you?
帰るわよ。
Sorry, just a joke.
で、ユージの尋ねたいことっていうのは今回の件についてよね。
Yeah, from what Chizuru tells me, Kazumi Gaisaki dropped a gag order on this.
ええ、該当地域の公的機関、各社報道局、新聞社、雑誌社なんかには軒並みね。
I see. At first glance, that strikes me as an almost disproportionate level of legal force. It must have been taken some serious groundwork, money, and political authority to get such a wide-scale order in place. Sorry, I think I must be missing something here. Mind if I work through this from the top? Our school's owned and administered by the Sakaki Academy Education Corporation is one small arm of the Corporate Octopus Sakaki Founders Control. But from what you found, the school was actually built by each piece constructed. The architectural branch instead, Sakaki quietly brought in the second biggest player in the field. Is Shizuono construction right so far?
本来なら売り上げを競うライバル企業として互いにしのぎを削る仲であるはずの2社が手を取り合っていた理由。そこには長年にわたる談合の存在があり、国からの補助金を目当てとした計画的な工事費用の水増しなんかが行われていた。
And you were planning to use that knowledge as a shield for my otherwise thinking unthinkable way of demolition work.
両者間の不正を証明するデータの存在を知らせ、それを理由に美浜学園の爆破解体を予告。そして世間にはあくまで私的な理由での解体工事として爆破解体を申請した。
Right, so this is where it starts making sense. It's one thing for each beach or Nishizono to throw some money around to keep the press off the scene. And if we are talking about a gag order from Katsumi Gaseki, then
今回の件を公にすることが
国家という集団意志にとって不利益を生むと判断された
So now we have a
という
problem.
ことね。
JB interrupts in cold, flat tone of voice. Her expression has changed too much. It's the fact of the superior giving orders to a subordinate in the workplace. From the sound of things, I'm going to guess you know the exact reason that decision was made.
ええ、知っているわ。でもそれはあなたに知る権利が与えられていない情報よ。
So they will come to kill Sachi. I see, understood.
気にしていた割には随分あっさりしているのね。
Well, you just gave me pretty much the entire answer, as much as I need to know anyway.
そう。
Apparently, satisfied that I'm not going to press the matter further, JB lets the intimidated scowl drop off her face.
じゃあその話はここでおしまいね。
And with a casual flip of her voluminous blonde hair, she's right back to normal. Wasn't expecting you to move on so easily yourself.
あなたがこれ以上聞こうとしないなら気を張る必要はないもの。
Huh. Judging by your attitude, JB's not really interested in the conclusion I have drawn. She just wants to make it clear that I need to keep them to myself.
それから今回の件に関する市ヶ谷からの処分だけど、本件に関する9029号が取った行動の一切を不問とし、これまで通り予備役扱いで待機とのことよ。
Affirmative.
本当に聞き分けがいいわね。あなたのことだからもっと噛みついてくると思っていたのに。
I don't see the problem, even if I don't know the exact details. It seems Ichigai and I happen to have a common interest on this one. Come to think of it, it would not surprise me if your cooperation with this plan was authorized by someone upstairs.
そこまで分かっていれば上出来ね。
With an almost amused smile, JB turns smoothly on her heel and heads for her
それ
car.
じゃあ仕事になったらまた連絡するから、今は体を休めなさい。どうせ爆破の準備でほとんど寝ていないんでしょ。
Right back at you. Make sure you are getting your beauty sleep, alright? Your skin's going to turn to a mess at this rate.
うん、ご忠告ありがとう。
Without taking a distinct turn for the sword, JB slips into her car, then vanishing obnoxiously into the sky. The details aren't clear to me, but apparently the country doesn't think too highly of what his speech has been getting up to lately. And I guess sounds probably decided they will use my plan to wreck Sakaki's pet project as something of a warning shot across his bow. I do go into this fully prepared to be called for messing around with a major player, but my luck seems to have been astoundingly good. Oh, I think the people will come and hunt the person who killed the school, I guess. The pet dog tries to bite his owner, only to have them protect him from the potential consequences. I guess it's not completely unheard of, uncommon given a value enough much. But eventually, if some influential elements in Ichigai and Kasumigaseki were on board with this, it's hard to understand how such a thought gag order got handed down so quickly. It almost seems plausible but that someone's orchestrating all this from behind the scenes. Maybe that genius criminal we are supposed got locked up in the basement? Yeah, sure. Just because I'm drawing a blank doesn't mean I need to start drawing conclusions based off some urban legend of female employee invented for lack of anything better than to talk about at lunch. In any case, it seems the country itself is protecting me on this one, no reason to look and give horse in the mouth. For one thing, this means I don't have to give her any new worries. Apparently, Sachi was waiting for me to return. She trots right up the instant I entered the door.
おかえりなさい、ゆうくん。
Yeah.
それで、大丈夫でしたか？
For now, yes. You're going to have to be more specific.
ゆうくんはきっと私に大事なことを気づかせてくれるために無理をしてくれたんですよね。そのせいで春寺さんから怒られたんじゃないですか？
She really is a sharp one. My face has spontaneously started displaying my thoughts in bold type, has it? Not to worry, JB was on board with this from the start.
そうだったんですね。
Yeah.
でも
Is that so? Yeah.
これだけは覚えていてください。
Is that so? Yes.
これから先にゆうくんが悩んだり迷ったりすることがあったとしても、私は ゆうくんを信じます。
私は What?
だからゆうくんも自分を信じてください。
Later, I would think, Sachi, kill me.
私には信じることしかできません。でもその私を信じると言ってくれたのはゆうくんなんですから。
In the few hours since we stood above the ruined school, our position seems to have completely reversed. The clarity of her feelings and the force of her convictions are enough to make me tremble. Yes, I did say something like that, didn't I?
はい。
Come to think of it, this is probably the reason I was drawn to Sachi in the first place. Trapped in constant hesitation, unable to find any real meaning of my existence, I wanted someone who could tell me it's alright. Someone who could look me in the eyes and say, you can be here. Someone who see my past or someone who see past all my lies and half truths and say I believe in you with absolute conviction. Someone like Sachi. Sachi,
はい。なんでしょう。
mind if I hug you? Before the words are fully out of my mouth, I will wrap around my arms around Sachi's waist and pull her small body close.
まだ返事をしていないのにもう抱きしめられています。
Sorry, couldn't restrain myself.
そう言われると反論できません。とてもずるい言い方です。
Yeah, playing fair is my style, but since when will you sort of get flushed over something like this?
多分違ったと思います。でも今はこんなにドキドキしてしまうんです。
Her face bright red, Sachi hugs me back, tightly pressing her chest against me. True enough, her heartbeat seems to be significantly elevated. Nice, no, she wasn't exaggerating for my benefit. Huh, at this point I finally noticed something's a little unusual here. Unusual? By the way, these clothes.
はい。以前海でのデートで着させてもらった服です。制服が汚れてしまったのでこの服に着替えたのですが、似合っているでしょうか。
Her voice wavering uncertainty, Sachi looks up into my eyes. Just seeing her act like this is enough to hit me with a fierce kick of affection. Yeah, incomprehensibly good. You're a fabulous kid.
なんだか今とてもバカにされたような気がします。
Nani? Just your imagination. You look cute, Sachi.
わかりました。ゆうくんのその言葉を信じます。
As I bet Sachi said, the expression on her face suggests her displeasure isn't quite as sincere as she'd like me to believe. The girl's nothing exactly hard to understand, but then again, this childish simplicity is a big part of her natural charm.
それからもうすぐ仮校舎での授業についての説明が始まるのですが、ゆうくんはまだお風呂に入っていませんよね。
Yeah, I was planning to go in after you finish, but end the episode here, my friend. Thank you for watching my video. My video is just for fun. Don't take heart, brothers and sisters. Magic word time. Adios e famosa.